Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley, giving you the scouting report for Bowling Green. We're exactly 1 week away from kickoff. 7 days. It is officially game week. Josh Heupel has closed off practice to the media. So today we're going to look ahead. We're going to check out our opponent for week number 1. I'll probably do this every week throughout the season, but look forward on Mondays as we get into a regular Saturday game day type of schedule. But as always, before we get into Bowling Green, do me a favor, drop down just below the video if you would so kindly press that like button. Just hit that little thumbs up. Helps the channel, helps the analytics, all that good stuff. If you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We are just 3 guys that absolutely love Tennessee athletics. We are fans. We are not experts. We're not insiders. We're not trying to pretend to be something that we are not. We are fans just like you, so welcome. If you are new, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop new content. During the season, we go live every single Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, and then also Saturdays immediately following the game. So make sure you tune in for that. It's a good time. But let's just jump right into it. Let's talk about Bowling Green comes to town next Thursday night on the SEC Network, 8 p.m. kickoff. The Vols currently favored by 34.5 points. The over-under is set at 58.5. The one and only time Tennessee's played Bowling Green was actually back in 2015, in which the Vols won 59-30. Looking at the Falcons, Scott Loeffler enters his 3rd year as the head coach with an overall record of 3-14. And let's not pull any punches here. Bowling Green is just not a good football team. They were 0-5 a year ago, and that was with a MAC-only schedule. A MAC-only schedule, and that football team still had the nation's worst run defense, giving up over 300 yards a game on the ground. And this is a football team. Bowling Green is only predicted to win 1 to 2 games, depending on what website you look like, what predictions you look at. And the Vegas line is actually at 1.5 for win predictions. They're just not good. They're not a good football team. It is what it is. On offense, last year, averaged just over 11 points per game. And again, you have to make note, not to beat it in the ground, but you have to make note. They only played 5 games. All 5 games were against MAC opponents. And they weren't just losing. They didn't just lose. They didn't just go 0-5 with that schedule, but they were just plain awful. They lost 38-3 against Toledo, 42-17 against Buffalo, 31-3 against Akron, 62-24 against Kent State, and 52-10 against Ohio. So you're talking about a football team that struggled on both sides of the ball a year ago. They know going into this season no longer have their leading receiver in tight end Quentin Morris. He's gone. Also lost their 2 leading wide receivers into the transfer portal. So they'll lean heavily on sophomore wide receiver Tyrone Broden. He's 6'4", 200 pounds. He did play in all 5 games a year ago, but he only had 6 catches for 97 yards. And I try not to get too caught up in looking at a year ago, again, 2020. We talk about the national media and how they look at Tennessee, how Tennessee is perceived. The narrative is that guys hit the transfer portal from a team that only won 3 games a year ago. And yes, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I follow Bowling Green, but they're not good. They're just not a good football team. But don't get too caught up in those numbers from last season. When you look at quarterback, I've not seen any confirmation on this, but I'm assuming Matt McDonald is going to be the starter at quarterback. He's a guy who's similar to Joe Milton. Again, if you're going to look at, the narrative, the storylines, similar to Joe Milton, he's a guy that battled through injury last year, ended up having shoulder surgery in January, missed all of spring practice. But when you look at this offense, the most dangerous weapon, the guy that you really, if you look at film, if you look at highlights, the guy that stands out, Terrion Stewart, led the team with 295 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns last season as a true freshman. You look at scouting reports on him, talks about a guy that can make guys miss, break tackles, has good vision, has all the potential in the world to be a really good football player for this Bowling Green team. But as a true freshman last year, he struggled in pass protection. You hear that a lot about these young guys. They struggle picking up blocking schemes. They're used to high school football. Give me the ball and watch me go. And They've got a young offensive line too, and that's where I really want to see Tennessee take advantage next Thursday. We touched on it briefly during the live stream on Tuesday this week, but there is no excuse, absolutely no excuse for the Vols to get pushed around on the line of scrimmage next Thursday night on either side of the ball. Offense, defense does not matter. I want to see, we've heard how Byron Young flashed in camp. There's that buzzword again, flashed in camp. I want to see somebody flash when the lights come on Thursday night. I want to see somebody flash when it counts, when the game's on the line. I want to see somebody get some pressure on this quarterback, whether it's from the linebacker position, whether it's defensive lineman. I want to see some guys getting after that quarterback. That is what I want to see. I truly believe the offense is going to score points. The offense, Josh Heupel's offense, it's proven. They've got Thursday night to work out the kinks and get ready for Pitt. Thursday night is when Tennessee needs to find themselves, figure out who they are on offense, what it's going to look like. Thursday night is don't get it twisted. We're not overlooking Bowling Green. This is not Jeremy Pruitt preparing for 4 teams at the same time and getting beat by Georgia State and BYU. But Tennessee's focus needs to be on themselves on Thursday night. Bowling Green's defense is it's terrible, absolutely atrocious. They do have a good middle linebacker in Darren Anders, and they do return 3 starters in the secondary. But you look at numbers from last year, they didn't give up a whole lot through the air, but that's because teams did not have to throw the ball when you're giving up over 300 yards on the ground per game against MAC teams. So you take that. You take a team that struggles to stop the run. We've heard for the last 3 weeks about this Tennessee running back room, how much talent's there. Jabari Small, Tyon Evans. You watched Alex Golish light up when asked about Jalen Wright yesterday. And I'm sure we're going to see Joe Milton throw the ball around a little bit, but I expect a heavy dose of run game inside of Neyland Stadium next week. If I was Tennessee, if I was Josh Heupel, I would throw some read option there too. I would let Joe Milton keep it. Show Pitt, show Florida a little something extra. Keep them honest. I would let Joe Milton keep a few around the edge, whether he picks up 3, 4, 5 yards or whether he busts a big one, does not matter. Put a little something on tape that Pitt and Florida are going to have to game plan for. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if we see 2 guys from that running back room go for over 100 yards each. Going back to that game from 2015, Kamara and Hurd both ran for over 100 yards each against Bowling Green. Wouldn't be surprised to see that happen once again Thursday night inside of Neyland Stadium. Wouldn't be surprised to see Jabari Small run for over 100, Tyon Evans, maybe Jalen Wright. I think they're going to use a host of running backs in that game. We've already been told that it's going to be kind of a running back by committee. I expect more Jabari Small, Tyon Evans, 1-2 punch kind of deal, but they're talking about a running back room by committee. I wouldn't be surprised to see 5 or 6, 7 guys from that running back room get an opportunity against Bowling Green on Thursday night. Here's my prediction. We do the predictions on the live streams, but the way I'm going to do things this week, I'm going to try to give you a scouting report of the opponent, give you some names to watch for, kind of like I've done here in this video. And then I'm going to give you my prediction. We'll still do them on Tuesday nights during the live stream. We'll still talk about it. But I'm going to go ahead and make my pick, and I'm going Tennessee 45, Bowling Green 10. I think the Vols take care of business. And then I think they'll kind of take their foot off the gas a little bit, and you'll see some of the younger guys come in and get some playing time. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you have not done so yet, please smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Also, pick up the official merchandise of the Talkin VAWLS Network. Just go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. You can see the different designs, styles, colors, all that good stuff. Also, make sure you drop down below. Leave me a comment. Let me know your prediction for Bowling Green versus Tennessee next Thursday night. We'd love to hear what you guys think. Think Tennessee's going to have 2 guys go for over 100 on the ground. Also, give me your score prediction. But that is going to do it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoy the scouting reports I'm going to be dropping every Monday night once things get rolling. But that is going to wrap it up. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
The songs how like me, oh, it's sad. fastest